here we are. Welcome back to Comfort Food for Thought. It's your good friend Chris James, and I'm coming to you from the land of sun and sea, Asbury Park, New Jersey. Now I know Jersey's got a reputation. If you don't live here, you might imagine it's like what you see on The Sopranos or that show Jersey Shore, or you think it's all oil refineries and factories. Well, it's not all like that. No, not at all. It's a beautiful place, beautiful people too. Well, I hope all is good where you are as well. So how's your heart today, my friend? You doing all right? I hope so. Hope you're not being troubled by any conflicts or grudges today. Those are heavy burdens to carry around, so I hope you're at peace. Now, we've been talking about how your inner world, your mind, that's your kingdom. That's where you live. Doesn't matter where you are, what's happening on the outside. If your inner world isn't right, well, nothing on the outside is going to make you happy. On the other hand, if your inner world is good and you're at peace inside, well, it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter if it's a rainy day, because you're at peace. You're happy. So you ever have this happen? You're looking forward all year to go on some vacation, right? You finally get to this beautiful exotic place, and then all of a sudden, you get the blues. You ever have that happen? It happens to all of us. All of a sudden, you're surrounded by all this beauty on the outside, but it doesn't change the inside, because we brought something with us to that beautiful place. We brought an extra piece of baggage. You could be in paradise, but if you're not at peace inside, well, you won't see the beauty. You won't feel the wonder or the peace. So, we got to get that inner world straightened out. And how do we do that? Well, it's like we talked about last time. The first step is taking an honest look inside. If you're cultivating grievances or resentments, those are heavy, heavy burdens. You don't want to carry that stuff around with you. Heavy baggage to carry around. It doesn't matter if it's justified or not. Even if it is, it doesn't change the weight of it. You know, does the feeling of self-righteous indignation, the feeling that you're in the right, that your grievance is justified, does that make the weight of it any lighter? No way. And remember, when you carry the baggage of resentments, judgments, grievances, past hurts, every single day that you dwell on them, you keep them alive, and you make them stronger and bigger in your mind. You're letting them live in your precious inner kingdom. That's no good. So what do we do? Well, the answer, my friend, is one powerful word: forgiveness. I know. Your first reaction is going to be, wait a second, that's some Pollyanna BS right there. James, you're losing me on that one. I had this thing happen to me and I was wronged, I was hurt, I was abused, and I'm in the right. My grievance is justified. I want justice. I want vengeance. That would make me feel better. I have absolutely no reason to forgive. Okay, yeah, I hear you. Don't shoot the messenger, but hear me out here. Because actually you do. You do have a reason, and I'm going to tell you about it. Stick with me. I'm on your side. I really am. Now, this is going to feel a little upside down at first, but what I'm talking about here is not letting some undeserving person off the hook. You can work your way to that later if you want. What I'm talking about is getting yourself off the hook, freeing yourself from those unforgiving, brooding, resenting, vengeful thoughts. We talked about this. Don't let that person, that event, that grievance, don't let it live in your kingdom. Holding grudges and grievances, it does nothing but increase the darkness in your mind, in your heart, and your soul. It doesn't matter if you're in the right. You could have been wrong 20 years ago. But if you hold on to that anger and think about it, how wrong the other person was over and over, what are you doing? You're keeping it alive. You're nurturing it. You're hurting yourself again and again with it. So this is important to think about. It's important for your own sake. Come on, let's be selfish here. For your own sake, we want to try and let some of these things go. This is the best vengeance, to move on, to be happy. Now, it's going to take some strength. Yes, but this is how you gain spiritual strength. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Now, I don't believe in a vengeful God, but I do believe in a kind of cosmic justice. You reap what you sow. That person who wronged you, that was something they chose. That's what they sowed. It'll be their karma. They'll reap the harvest of that. What they did to you, it's on them. They'll have to resolve that between themselves and their maker. They're going to have to pay the piper in their own time. So what I'm saying, you don't need to be involved in it. You can let it go. Trust me, they're not going to escape their karma just because you stopped thinking about it. And they're also not going to get extra justice just because you're dwelling on it all the time. You know what I mean? Your business is finding your own inner peace. Those grievances, the anger, the dreams of vengeance, they do nothing good for you. They actually bind you to that person who wronged you. Do you want that? Nah. Free yourself. Let go of it for your own sake, for the sake of your own peace. Now, I know it seems logical that you want to hold on and see justice done. I understand. I'm working on this myself. But there's a lot to be gained by forgiving. So what do you say we do a little experiment right now? Now, I want our time together to be joyful and peaceful. But just to make this point, just for a second, think about something you've not forgiven. I guess you're probably already thinking about it because I've been talking about it, but think of a person that wronged you. Something where you're still holding a grudge. All right, you got it? You thinking about it? It doesn't feel very good, does it? Right? Doesn't. Now stop and look around. Maybe it's a beautiful morning or a beautiful evening. You're surrounded by so much that could bring you joy. So why carry that burden? Why have those thoughts in your mind? Why let yesterday ruin today? Why let this weed grow in the garden of your mind? Because when you carry around a grievance, it's like a heavy chain. Remember that story, Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens? The ghost of Jacob Marley comes to visit Scrooge, and he's fettered with these ghostly chains. When Scrooge asks him about it, he says, "These are the chains I forged in life. I made them, link by link and yard by yard. I girded them on of my own free will, and of my own free will I wore them." So this is a good metaphor. It's a good visual. Your resentments, your grievances, those things you haven't forgiven, these are chains you bear yourself, my friend. You gird them on of your own free will, and they drag you down. These are the things that keep you from joy, and they block the light. So we want to try and forgive. Let the chains go. Oh, I know this isn't easy. I know. But you'll feel lighter without that stuff. I know it's easier said than done. But try it. Take a small step. There's so much to gain from this. When you understand the true nature of forgiveness, you see that it's not giving an undeserved gift to someone who wronged you. It's a gift you're giving yourself. You give yourself that gift when you decide to lay down that burden. It's like shaking off those chains that keep you in darkness. Now, if you grew up in the Christian tradition, think about what you say in the Lord's Prayer, in the Our Father. As we forgive those who trespass against us. This is the key to it all. Look at it. It's the one sentence in the whole prayer where we're told what we need to do. Think about that. Forgiveness is our part. And then it goes on to say, and lead us not into temptation. Temptation. To give in to fear. To remain angry. To remain unforgiving. To remain in a place of resentment and judgment. These are the things that destroy you. These are the things that make your life hell. So I'll tell you a story. So I knew this young woman. This was back in the early 90s. She had 2 children, and one day, her husband up and left her. He fell in love with some other woman. Off he went. Well, she was heartbroken and angry. Oh, she was angry. It was like a legit grievance. Her life was turned upside down. She woke up every morning furious. Rightfully so. She was mad at the ex-husband. She was mad at God. She was mad at the whole world. Whenever she talked to anybody, she would tell her story. She would tell them how she was wronged, tell them just how unjust her life was, how unfair. And she had these angry thoughts every day, over and over and over. She marinated in it. Soon, it became her identity. It became who she was. She brooded about it night and day. Well, we lost touch, and I think it was about 20 years later I ran into her. And my God, nothing had changed. She was still gnawing on those bones, still unforgiving, still alone. Her mind still filled with what she saw as this unforgivable sin that was committed against her. She couldn't let it go, and she was in hell. Was her grievance justified? Of course it was. No one's arguing that. But what was awful to witness was her willingness to throw away the future because she wouldn't let go of the past. Those angry, vengeful thoughts, they completely filled her mind. They were running amok in her kingdom, and opportunities for love, when they came, she couldn't see them, or she pushed them away. So there's another good reason for you to forgive. Let things go. You don't know what's up ahead on the road of life. Who knows? Maybe Spirit is cleaning out some old junk you don't need in your life, because there's good stuff coming. I know sometimes changes are tough, and I know sometimes we're blindsided by crazy stuff. I've been there, and in the moment, life seems very unfair. I know, but maybe something's coming, something good. Spirit might be clearing the way for something wonderful for you. So let the past go. Keep your eyes open. Something's coming. Don't miss it. Now this goes back to what I said in episode 1. Life is supposed to be beautiful. We're supposed to be happy. Spirit has plans for us. So sometimes these bad things that happen they're part of a bigger plan. You know, sometimes things look awfully bleak in the moment, but then a year later, life is wonderful. You suddenly wake up in a place that you never would have been had you not gone through that trial. I've seen it so many times. It's happened to me so many times. And yes, we're all human. We crave the satisfaction from settling a score or seeing justice done. But, I don't know, it's kind of an empty victory. It's not going to make you happy in your heart, not in the long term. Now, forgiveness, letting the past go, that's the key that opens the door to miracles happening in your life. I've seen it. I'm not just making this up to sound wise and spiritual. Just try it. Clear out the old grudges. Let all that stuff go. See what happens. Good things will be coming. Now, I know this lesson is really hard. It is. And the ego, it's going to fight you every step of the way. Remember what we said about your brain and fear trying to keep you safe? It likes to remind you of unpleasant things. The ego thinks that if it keeps you brooding on it and reliving it, it won't happen again. You'll see it coming, right? So this is what we're dealing with here. So it's going to be a battle at first. But we're going to face it together. I won't leave you alone with this one. Trust me. This is the road that leads to the promised land, and we're going to climb that mountain. Now, it's not going to happen in one day, but we're going to get there. Okay. Well, this is a big subject, forgiveness. It's a tough one. This might take some time and some work, but it'll be worth it, I promise. So we're going to get it back into this again next time we're together. But because there are ways of making it easier. But for now, if you can even just be momentarily open to this concept, you've taken a huge step. So let's take a minute before I go and meditate on this, all right? Let's just let's quiet our mind, be peaceful. Let's affirm this together. If my inner world is peaceful, I'll be happy, no matter where I am or what's happening outside. The key to inner peace is forgiveness. I won't let yesterday ruin today. Well, my friend, that's some serious food for thought. I know it might be a new taste and texture, but try it out. Just a little. It won't hurt you. I promise. I'm being clever. Anyway, I hope you have a great day, filled with joy and laughter, and I hope you find everything you're looking for on your journey. As always, I'm grateful for the time you spend with me here. So until next time, may Spirit inspire and protect you and fill your heart with strength, forgiveness, and light. May you have abiding peace and joy till we meet again. Take care of yourself, my friend. I'll be back soon.
You've been listening to Comfort Food for Thought with Chris James. For more information and links to our social media, please visit us at our website, www.comfortfoodforthought.com. Thanks for listening.